What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin mining stocks in this video. The purpose of this video is to discuss where I think the price will be for each of these mining stocks in the very short term. So by the end of this week, by the end of the month, over the coming weeks, where are the next moves going to be? How high is the price going to go? Stuff like that. The stocks that we're going to talk about is Hive Digital first and foremost, Marathon next, CleanSpark after that, BTBT after that, and we'll finish up the video with Riot and Hut. If that sounds good to you, oh, and IREN. I'm sorry, Riot, Hut, and IREN. If that sounds good to you, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, my friends, and let's get into it. So here we are. Hold on real quick, guys. I got to write something down. Hold up. There we go. All right, cool. So Hive Digital here, sitting at about $2.91. A little bit of a red day to start the day out yesterday, but that's okay. Bitcoin had a little shake, scared some crypto-related stocks, down a little bit. But I do think Bitcoin's found its low. If it hasn't found its low, I think it's very near its low. You can kind of see this diagram I had from another video, where if this isn't its low, maybe it has a slightly lower low. But either way, right? Either way, whether we bounce here or we bounce there, wherever it's going to be, we're still going to bounce. We're going to see new all-time highs, so it's going to be fine, right? So whether we move up from here or we go a little bit lower first, I think is necessary, is for all intents and purposes, is kind of irrelevant. From a relative high, it might not be irrelevant if you're trying to catch the exact low, but I think it's as good enough of a time as any to buy, right? Like if we put a line right here at the current price, you take this whole range. If you told someone that you bought in this range of this whole range, I mean, just that's the lower end. And I drew this bubble kind of big. Really, it's more appropriate to draw it kind of like this, right? You'd be buying at this part right here. So you're definitely at a good buying point. Could it go lower? It's very possible. But weekly basis, looking at the RSI, you're at an area that you found support before, back here. You found support before, back here, before. 3 different times, all in this little rendition over here. You absolutely could find it here. You're finding support at the same areas that you found support on price as well. So I do think you move up from here. If this isn't your low, if this isn't some kind of double bottom and you do go a little bit lower, it would just be a little bit lower. I don't think that you would break below like 230. You're at 291 now. So from a relative high here to relative low, when it comes time to breaking out, and I do think you break out to the upside, you'll likely see a move that takes you all the way back up to the 886, which is at $6.20, which is kind of near this high, kind of near this high. So you're at $2.91 now. My call for Hive essentially would be something around $6.20, likely by the end of February is what my call would be. So that's for Hive. Definitely some good prospects going on here. I think that it's got some interesting potential. Looking at the daily time frame as well, bullish divergence to finish off this low here. Higher lows. I mean, I think it's obvious what you're doing, man. You're breaking out of this downtrend in the RSI as well. Looks like you're moving up. If you were to move lower than this, I would be surprised. I'm very confident that was your low. I'm very, very confident that was your low. If you were to go any lower, though, low to high here, 259, 239, that's as low as I'd give it. If you go lower than that, you're screwed. something bad happened, man. I don't know what to tell you. Marathon is the next one. Marathon here, same thing, kind of actually a very similar look in the charts, and then overall, you look at this, very similar, but overall, higher lows as well, not bad at all. Higher lows in the RSI, also breaking out of this downtrend in the RSI, right? You broke out of it, you still have a downtrend, you still have lower highs, but if you really look at this, you dissect it, and you put a straight line on here from all these highs, you connect them down, you've broken out of it already, and you're actually kind of, maybe let me try and get this a little bit better. Maybe I don't take that high. Maybe I take this high, and I connect the dots on all these highs. Now I feel like I'm cherry picking. No, to draw a line of best fit, this would be it right here. Undeniably, that would be it. And you are below it now. Whatever. You've kind of broken this downtrend, but still the fact remains. It does appear that you've broken this downtrend. Whether you're back in it or not could be significant, could be irrelevant. You're at an area that you could find support. You found support here before. You found support in this area before, twice over here, once right there. A little bit lower right now, but in that area nonetheless. Looking at this on a 3-day time frame, or 3-hour time frame, I'm sorry. You do have lower lows on the 3-hour. On a closing basis, you have lower lows here with higher lows here. That is bullish divergence. And on the 3-hour, you absolutely have broken out of your downtrend. I don't even need to draw the lines. You can see it on here. So 3-hour time frame breaking its trend. Daily, kind of. Weekly, looking like it's consolidating, but it's also bullish as hell. So when it does come time to break out of this, I think that MicroStrategy will move all the way up to about $44 to $61. But from its current price of $17.19, I would look for $30 to $35 probably by the end of February is what my expectation would be. These targets at 44 to 61, those are more like April, May at this point. That's Marathon. CleanSpark is the next one here. Also kind of similar to Marathon, just a different kind of look in its consolidation phase, but you're at the base of its consolidation phase nonetheless. At your 123 weekly moving average, this green line here, basically like right there, right? Weekly RSI, looking kind of weak right now. Although I like the bounce you got off the 40. That is a nice bounce. Get above the 50. We want to see you get above the 50. And I think you will. Oh, I need to charge that. That's okay. Definitely got to charge that. That thing will die too quickly whenever I'm recording things like this. All right, so let's see. High to low, 069. Nice. What about this low to high here? Low to high, 786, double bottom, whatever. Unconventional, but it's fine. Daily RSI, this is what I wanted to look at. Daily RSI here from this high down to that high, kind of like you broke your downtrend there as well. All of these RSIs on the daily, they're not the exact same, but they look similar enough, and the daily price action does too. I feel like that's your low. You likely are moving up from here. CleanSpark by the end of February, I think will be around $17 to $20. That's my expectation. Somewhere around this high, if not around these highs, and that is 17 to like $22 to be completely fair. So you're at $10 now. If I really had to guess, I would assume that you're above $20 by the end of February. That's my personal expectation. The targets that we had for the end of January, which were $50 or around there, is like $45 to $50. Those are now end of April, end of May targets because, well, those targets those did exist here, but we moved down at that time. So if we were to move, if we were to move up in that time, well, they would have been there. But now that we're down, we have to work all the way up, and then we have more time to work ahead of us. So if anybody's wondering what happened to those targets, well, those targets were on the table back here. We're down here now. Those targets are still on the table. They just gotten shifted, right? If the target goal was to move up to $50 by the end of January, which would have been something like that, or maybe something like, I can't even draw it right. Let's see. It'd be something like that essentially. Something like that. Well, we can't do that now with this move here, right? We obviously can't do that now. So you're going to have to bring those targets down. End of January, I think we're at 1019 now, likely anywhere from like 17 to $22 is what I would guess by the end of January. If not higher, it is possible we could be higher, but that's CleanSpark, okay? Let's move on to BTBT. Bit Digital. It's a Bit Digital holding higher lows. Nice structure on your weekly above the 123. The 123 moving average is sloping upwards as well now. That's nice. Weekly RSI finding support in the areas that you've continued to find support this whole cycle. That line, man, I'm not good at drawing straight lines sometimes. You're finding support. Area that you found support last time, time before, a little bit below, but still relative to this area nonetheless. Looking at the daily time frame, also looking like you broke out of your downtrend in the daily RSI. Man, all of these charts, they look very similar. I feel like you are at your low, right? Like the analysis, I've already done analysis for every single thing, that even the ones that I haven't done analysis for, I basically have. I just haven't given price targets. Okay, so I want to use this relative high to low to project out actually. This is more significant, but I think this is more relevant, and that might help us. Let's use both. The 1618 lining up with the 1886, the 272 lining up with the 1886 there. I like that. So something around $10 to $14. You're at 321 now. 10 to 14, that might be April, May kind of targets. So before then, something around $7 to $8. You're at 321 now is what I would expect by the end of February. BTBT. Riot is the next one. This one actually, someone was requesting that I do all-time high projections for, so I will. High to low, I definitely think you found support there. That is your low, no doubt about it. You've got this kind of inverse head and shoulders look, actually. Look, right? Left shoulder here, head, right shoulder here, right? It's like a slanted inverse head and shoulder. It's perfect. It's except for the volume. The volume's not perfect, actually, to be completely fair. But it is pretty... It's pretty perfect as far as inverse head and shoulders go. Coming at the bottom, I mean, I guess it works. It works. If it is an inverse head and shoulders, That'd be good for a move all the way up to 41 bucks. You're at $11 now. That might be end of April, end of May kind of targets. If we're looking for end of January, my expectation would be something around, you're at 11.77 now, something around probably $20 to $28. $20 to $28. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. 20. Let's even bump it up, $20 to $33. You're at 11.77 now. I don't know how high or how strong this thing's going to run. I have my suspicions that Riot could be a top performer on this coming run, but we'll see. We'll see. I do like this pattern. This is a very bullish setup, though, right here, for sure. We'll see how it goes. Weekly RSI looks killer. Monthly's looking fierce. Riot, guys, could be, I don't know. This chart actually interests me a lot. It can be disappointing at times, but it can definitely shine a little bit whenever it wants to as well. Do not sleep on Riot. I feel like Riot doesn't get talked about enough, man. Hut. Oh, I'm sorry. Riot, you wanted me, I knew I was forgetting something. All-time high projections, right? So you're at 11.77 now. Your market cap is 22. No, I'm sorry, 4 billion. 4 billion. Oh, I doubt you see $100 billion this cycle. So at 4 billion, that would imply then that you don't see a 30x, right? Or would that be a 25x? So you probably don't get up to $340. Would that make sense? Because you'd be 340, a 25x at 4 billion. Yeah, that'd be 100 billion. I don't think you see something that high. I think you could reach for 100 billion, but not quite get there. So your golden ratio is what I'd give you. Riot probably goes to about 122 to 232, somewhere in that range. It's possible it could see more than $100 billion market cap, and if it does, again, that's at about a 25x. At that point, that'd be at like 317 bucks, 320 bucks. I would think you wouldn't stop if you got there. I wouldn't think you stop until about 543. And even then, you could go all the way up to 1,300, but I don't think you see new all-time highs by the end of this cycle. Likely you stop around 122 to 232 for Riot, okay? Hut, and then IREN, and then we're done, okay? Hut. Looking good, actually. One of the better looking charts. Kind of different, actually. This is a more, this might, it might be more bullish than Riot even. This is the most bullish chart that we've seen tonight, I think. You are still in your downtrend, though, in your daily RSI. Most bullish chart we've seen, and you still absolutely are firmly entrenched in your downtrend. That's kind of funny. With that in mind, the daily RSI would suggest you go lower. But hold up now. You might be getting started. You might have a double bottom here. You might be getting started with a new trend. It's hard to say. Bullish divergence there, buddy. I don't know. I think you might be moving up, man. I think you are. Let's say that you are. Let's look at the weekly time frame here. So what you've done is you've broken out of this consolidation phase. Look at Hut has already broken out of its consolidation phase, right? While like a lot of these things are at the relative lows of the consolidation phase, this thing's already above. This thing's got no barriers to break through whenever it breaks through, right? High to low. Buddy, you're going up to 50 bucks or more. You're at 22.90. You're going up to $50 to $83 by the end of February. No doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind at all. Yeah. 50 at the minimum. You're at 22.93 now. Hut, without a doubt, the most bullish one we've talked about so far. Without a doubt, out of all these charts, if I had to put my money into any of these, it would be Hut. And second to that might be this one right here. And then third to that would be Riot. Riot or IREN could swap for second. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but Riot and IREN look good. Hut looks the best from a chart perspective. Riot or IREN here, I'm sorry, it looks like it wants to break above this zone here. Right, you've got double top, ascending lows. It's kind of like an ascending triangle pattern. You'll probably get a nice pop up. That nice pop also might break you out of this overall kind of channel that you're in, right? This kind of channel that you're in right here. Whenever you break above this here, you might break out above this channel, and that I think would be phenomenal as well. That would probably take you all the way up to new all-time highs, or to your all-time highs. You're at $10.46 now. From a high to a low, my expectation would be that by the end of February, you're somewhere between $20 to $30. Okay, and then April, May comes around, you're at new all-time highs. But you're looking bullish as hell, IREN. I think that you're going to do well. All the mining stocks actually look relatively exciting right now. I didn't realize that my face was not present that whole time, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video without me. If you liked the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye.